You know, I remember this one time when I was scrolling through social media mindlessly, tapping through stories and posts. Suddenly, I came across an old friend's profile. They had just bought a new house, were vacationing in some exotic location, and their life seemed perfect. My stomach tightened, and before I knew it, I was comparing my life to theirs. Have you ever felt that way? It's a sneaky feeling, creeping up on you when you least expect it. But here's the thing. I've come to realize that comparing ourselves to others is like drinking poison and expecting to feel nourished. In today's video, I want to discuss the comparison trap, why it's harmful for our mental health, and 3 powerful mindset shifts you can make to break free from comparison once and for all. But first, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. My name is Ramsay Dean, and I'm a licensed therapist, and on this channel, we talk about all things mental health and emotional well-being. If that sounds interesting to you, then make sure you subscribe to the channel. Now, let's dive into breaking free from the comparison trap. When we compare ourselves to others, we're often doing it from a place of insecurity. It's like we're already feeling a bit low, and then we go and find someone who seems to have what we lack, whether it's a better job, a fitter body, or a more exciting social life. And that's the key word here, seems. We are comparing our behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. It's not a fair comparison because we're not seeing the full picture, just the glossy, edited version they choose to show. And when we do this, it only deepens our sense of inadequacy. Another issue with comparison is that it disconnects us from our own journey. Each of us is on our own path, with our own unique set of challenges and victories. But when we compare ourselves to others, we lose sight of our progress and focus on what we think we're lacking. It's like running a race and constantly looking over at the other lanes. You can't run your best if you're not focused on your own track. And the truth is, you don't know where others started or what they've gone through to get where they are. Comparison blinds us to the value of our own experiences. It's also worth noting that comparison often breeds resentment. When we see someone else succeeding, instead of feeling happy for them, we might feel envious or bitter. This resentment can damage our relationships, even with people we care about. It creates a sense of competition where there should be none, turning friends into rivals and making us feel isolated in our struggles. This is so unhealthy for our emotional well-being because it pulls us away from connection, which is what we really need to thrive. The problem with comparison is that it also distorts our self-image. When we constantly measure ourselves against others, we start to believe that we're not enough. Our sense of worth becomes tied to how we stack up against those around us, which is a dangerous game. It's like building a house on quicksand. One minute you feel good about yourself, and the next you're sinking into self-doubt. Over time, this erodes our confidence and makes it harder to appreciate our own strengths and accomplishments. So how do we break free from this cycle of comparison? It starts with shifting our mindset. The first shift is to focus on your own journey. Think of life as a marathon, not a sprint. Everyone's timeline is different, and that's okay. What matters is that you're moving forward, no matter how slowly. When you catch yourself comparing, gently remind yourself that your path is unique and your pace is perfect for you. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and recognize that every step you take is bringing you closer to your goals. The second mindset shift is to practice gratitude. I know it sounds cliche, but there's real power in it. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, it changes your perspective entirely. Consider starting a gratitude journal, jotting down 3 things you're grateful for each day. This simple practice can help you appreciate your life and stop you from longing for what others have. Gratitude turns what we have into enough and helps us see the abundance in our own lives. The third shift is to cultivate self-compassion. Be kind to yourself, especially when you're feeling vulnerable. Instead of beating yourself up for not being where you want to be, try speaking to yourself the way you would to a friend. Would you tell a friend they're not good enough because someone else is doing better? Of course not. You'd remind them of their worth and encourage them to keep going. Offer yourself that same kindness. Remember that you're doing your best, and that's enough. Now, these mindset shifts aren't about ignoring other people's successes or pretending that comparison doesn't exist. It's about recognizing when comparison is harming you and choosing to refocus your energy on what truly matters. your own growth, your own happiness, and your own peace. It's about understanding that you are enough just as you are, and that your journey is valuable, no matter how it compares to anyone else's. The next time you catch yourself slipping into that comparison trap, pause. Take a deep breath and ask yourself if this is serving you. More often than not, the answer will be no. Then gently redirect your thoughts to what you can control: your actions, your mindset, and your own life. By focusing on these things, you'll find that you have far more power over your happiness than you ever realized. Now, I want you to remember, everybody struggles with comparison at some point. It's part of being human. But the more we practice these shifts, the easier it becomes to stay grounded in our own lives. Over time, you'll find that you're less concerned with what others are doing and more focused on living a life that feels right for you. That's where true contentment lies, in embracing your own path and letting go of the need to measure up to anyone else's. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.